Hello guys, welcome to another video. So today we're going to look at VIX 75. It's just a follow-up analysis. Remember, I gave you this one about 4 days ago, and I did predict that look for selling trades from there. If you didn't watch that video, make sure that you check it out and then come to this one. So here I'm seeing another opportunity, guys. So I'm giving you like some key lessons here, guys. Make sure that you utilize the information. So remember, at the time when we made the analysis, the price was still somewhere around there, and I did tell you that this one is going to be taken out. Look out for selling trades from there, and then this was the target, and you can see the price did exactly that. So if you don't remember that, make sure that you check out that video that I put out first, then you come to this one, because this is going to be more like a follow-up analysis. Here as well, I'm seeing another opportunity, but we'll get to that. So let's get started. All right, so these are the drawings from the same analysis that I made 2 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. And yeah, so we can take them out, especially the arrow, because it's done. But we need to check the highest time frame. We're not gonna change much because of what the price hasn't moved much. So we just need to make sure that we start with the monthly chart and then work our way down. So it's very important that we do it that way so that we can have the bigger picture and then drill down. We can't just start with the H1 and then make decisions there. We're going to miss out on like some key information. So here nothing much has changed for the past 6 months or so. We've been moving to the side, but what we noticed was that the price moved lower than this. I did mention it even in the previous video. We did go lower than that, and if you check the current candlesticks, we're having more like bearish rejection candlesticks that look like this. If you check these ones here, so which means there's a lot of pressure to push to the downside, and also keeping in mind that they already opened the space by moving lower than that. It's possible that they would want to challenge and bring the price here. It's not something that should happen now. It's not something that should happen next week or next month. It can take some time, but we're just saying that based on what is happening currently, the bears seem like they are not done. They just want to push even further to the downside. So that's all that we can say with regards to this time frame. Now, this is what we have on weekly. So on weekly, the structure looks like this. And we had said that even now, I think I'm still going to say the same thing, to say that on weekly, the price, when it was moving to the downside nicely, we did have a bearish trend line there, which was removed. The price moved until there, taking out these areas of resistance, and all of that was removed by what? By this guy here. This is a very strong support that pushed up and then breaking those two structures, the resistance and the trend line. So that is why you cannot neglect that. So let's just try and put a horizontal line there just to check if it was touched or not. So it's somewhere here. So you can see that it was missed slightly. I don't think it has ever been. Okay, let's move it up slightly, somewhere there. So you can see that here the price tried to reach it, but it did not, right? So we can say the zone is still fresh, but this was very close. So which means that because of what we saw here, what we're seeing here, this guy being the one that pushed all the way up, and if you're saying it's still fresh, we can have our eyes there if you're someone that's trading on weekly. If you're not, then you need to wait until I get to your time frame so that I can tell you what to do on your time frame. Remember, I said if you're on monthly, there's a lot of pressure to push to the downside, but remember, if you're trading that one, you need to be very patient, because that thing takes forever to decide on what it wants to do. If you're on weekly, this will be the safest area, because now the week is ending. This is most likely, it can still change, but is most likely going to end close as what? Bearish engulfing, which means that the bears are most likely going to engulf there and then push into that. We had the same structure here, which is bullish engulfing, and the bulls continued, remember, taking out the trend line and resistance. So even this one, if it closes as that, as a bearish engulfing, we'll most likely see it dipping down into that. But now when you get to the daily, that's where the structure looks slightly different, right? So the daily was where we made that analysis in the previous video, where I gave you I told you that there's an opportunity for you to take sell trades. Now when you look at this one, we said that it is bullish, and even the structure hasn't really changed. Okay, it has changed now, because of what? You can try and put this trend line here. You can try and put it there. and say this is the bullish trend line that was there, and it looks like the price now is on the other side, and this was the support that did what? That pushed up, breaking the trend line, breaking the areas of resistance. And the price, when it touched it, it did touch it there, the zone and the trend line, but the bears were just so aggressive, having all the backup from the monthly bearish pin bars and stuff. So they didn't want to wait there, because this was going to be a very nice opportunity to continue with the bullish trend. But when you're there waiting, maybe waiting for confirmation, or you could have lost the trade, I don't know. But this one here, you can see the bears didn't want to wait there. They just pushed deeper into the zone. Now the challenge is the bulls. Yes, the structure hasn't really changed, but they are failing. They failed to defend this guy. Do you think they'll be able to defend this one and prevent the price from moving lower than this? Or if you want to give them even more space, you can say lower than this, because this is the one that did what? That initiated the whole move. So if they let the sellers move lower than this, then it's over. We can see now, if it does that, it's definitely going for that weekly support that I showed you just now. This one here. Because remember I said they would want to dip into this, but it's not something that we can just say they want to dip into that and then you just go in and sell immediately. Remember, if this one closes as a bearish engulfing, and then there on daily we remove that low, then we'll have a very strong chance to go to that one. There's still a chance, but there's going to be obstacles along the way. That's why I'm saying if those obstacles get taken out, we'll have more space to just move towards that side, to the support on weekly. So now the bulls should try and defend this. If they do that, they will have a chance to try and push the price back up to what? This new area of resistance, which is the one that just pushed the price to the other side of the trend line. Then that's when you can say maybe they will want to go there. But if they are failing to defend here, if you don't get any confirmation, you can't go in with a limit order, a buy trade, because already the bulls showed you that they are not that strong. They failed to defend this poor guy here, the trend line. So you need to make sure that they are showing you signs that they want to turn before you can give them the benefit of the doubt. If they don't, you will just be waiting for the ones that are here, because they are much stronger. They are on a weekly zone and the zone is fresh, basically. So that's all that we have here on daily. Now let's check what we have on H4. This is what we're having on H4. This move was so smooth, like very smooth, which is one where the price played there inside the zone, came back, and then went back, retest, and then dropped, right? But now the price is here. What do we do? And now remember, on daily I said this would have been very nice if the price had just touched this zone here and the trend line, and then turned and went up like that. You can see they tried there was the bulls trying to come in, but it was not enough, because they just formed that, and then we saw that the bears came back and did what? Engulfed there. So we had bearish engulfing. It's not a good sign when the price is at a bullish structure, be it a bullish trend line, bullish zone, the support or the area of demand, but then we see the sellers showing dominance. That's not a good sign, because when I'm at a support or I'm at a bullish trend line, I want the bulls to show me that this is their zone, this is their home. They are going to show strength. If they don't, and I see the sellers showing strength, I will be worried. When the price is touching this support here and the price is showing me a bearish engulfing, that's not a good combination. Then you can see that's when the seller said, no, we are not done. They pushed even further. You see? So you mustn't ignore these things. When you see them, yes, I know sometimes you're like, but this zone is a very strong zone. It has to work. It has to hold the price. That's very good. I understand. But you don't control that. The price will respect it if it wants to. If it doesn't, if it's time to break it, it's going to break it. It doesn't help in you saying it has to go. I know I know it's confirmed. Nothing is confirmed. There are people who will buy here, and then it drops down. They say no, it has to respect this, and then they're still opening buy trades. Why are you opening more buy trades on top of the ones that are losing that you've been taking from there? It's like you're forcing the markets to go up, and you can't do that, because it's gonna go until your account can't take it anymore. Then all the money is gone. You must let the market show you what it wants to do. If it doesn't want to do what you were predicting, that's fine. You move to the next one. You can't ignore the signs because you want the market to give you what you want. No. The market will move anyhow it wants. So if you lose, don't say they manipulated the price or this happened, stop hunt. No, even if your stop loss was not there, the price was still gonna go and turn where it turned. You see, you must accept the loss. When you got something wrong, just accept it and move to the next one. Don't force the market to respect whatever that you want it to respect. Yes, it's okay for you to do the analysis like I'm doing now, and then say these are the very sensitive areas, the prices are a chance to respect them. That's why we always put a stop loss, to say that should this fail, take this small portion of my account, then I will be left with the remaining amount, then I will try again. Because the moment you're saying it has to go up, but you can see it's going down, it has to go up, what if it wants to go there? Are you going to say that they manipulated the price? No, we can't do it like that. All right, so let's continue. This is how it looks now on H4. And we can see clearly that the H4 is going to the downside. It's just that now we are at the lowest point of this area of support from that we drew it from daily. So we can also mark it here on H4 and say this is our support. But because we are deeper into the zone, the trends are moving to the downside. For you to take that sell, you will need to do what? You will need to wait for confirmation. And even if take that buy, you will need to wait for confirmation. Even if you get it, you can't just say, I'm going to force the price to go up there. If you're trading on H4, this is something that you can ignore, this one. So you can say maybe when the price gets there, that's if it goes there. If you get your confirmation and then you take the buy trade. If it goes there, but remember we said we want to give it the benefit of the doubt, to say it, we can also give it, allow it until there, because this on daily is the one that started the whole move to push the price there. We can allow it until there, give it some free time there. So if you are going to take your buy trade, it means you're going to target this. This is where you're going to target. You've got an option. You can use it as your TP to say that when the price gets there, I'm taking my profit and I'm out, because already the odds, the structures are pushing to the downside. You're just trying to get a pullback. Or you can say when the price gets there, I close half of my positions and then I leave the other one to run, but then I bring the stop loss there to say that should the price continue with its downward movement, it must not kick me out with a loss after accumulating all these pips now for me to go and lose all of that. No. So that's why you can say when the price gets there, I will just place my stop loss at break even, and then above break even, and then close a small portion and then leave it like that. So you can try and search for buy trades there. Let's see if we have anything. All right, so we already gotten this one, which is not like the best rejection candlestick you can have. That body is still a bit big, but yeah, we're already seeing the signs there that they are trying to defend it. They tried here. This was a typical pin bar, but I always tell you that when you have a pin bar and you don't break the range of that, only for the guys that you're trying to reject, for them to go and break on the other side, they invalidate your thing. You can see they still continue there. So that's what happened here. So this one, yes, we did break above it, but we're still playing there. I'm just saying it's not the best one. The body is around 40% of the whole range, so that's not a decent one. And we can see that the sellers are still saying we don't want to let go. We don't want to let go. They are having their own bearish pin bars. And I said to you that when you are at a bullish structure, when you are at a bullish support, you can't be having sellers being the one rejecting the price. That's not a good sign. But we can see here that even though they are trying to reject, this one that we said that it's not looking so good. They never went lower than it, because if you go lower than it, then fully defeated. Remember what happened with this one. If it's a bullish pin bar, we want to go to the other side. If we come this side, invalidated. So they haven't really moved lower than this one, and we can see that the bulls are trying to fight again. So we just need to observe this candlestick and see if it's going to give us what? Bullish engulfing. Bullish engulfing, because now if it gives us the bullish engulfing, it will mean that we already had this pin bar, even though we said it's not the best one. That has never been invalidated because the price never moved lower than it. Technically, it is still open. So if you get the engulfing and then we have the pin bar as well, you can see the odds now are starting to push to the upside, because we said we're just trying to see if we can't get an opportunity for us to buy. If we don't get it, there's no trade. If you get it, we'll be targeting that. So that's what you should just look out for. This current candlestick should decide on whether the market wants to continue and try and go for a pullback, or if the sellers are saying no, we don't want you to defend this one, you're going all the way down. Because remember, the bigger guys are saying they still have space to go to the downside. If you remember what we saw on monthly, but usually that doesn't happen in one go. You can have movements like this in between. You can have movements like this in between and still not change the monthly structure. So you need to be careful there to say that don't just put that monthly picture in your head and only trade according to that, because you're not going to execute there. You must bring all of that, after that you must package it nicely, come and bring it to the time frame when you're trading and try and link the two. So if this one is trying to give us an opportunity for a pullback, we can take it if we get confirmation. Maybe let's check H1 and see if we can get anything. So if the zones are removed, remember I said continue trading to the downside. So H1, this is what we have. So what you can do here, if you are someone that's trading on H1, right? Let's remove this so that it all becomes clear. So this is the last time frame I'm going to do for you guys. So let's do it like this. The price is moving to the downside, and we can put our downtrend like this, or let me just put a proper one. I want you to listen now, because this is where we're most likely to get something. This is our trend line, right? And this is our zone. This is our resistance, which means the resistance is still active, and this is our support. It's a support because it pushed the price up and forced us to have a candlestick outside. So we can say this is a support. That's a support, that's a resistance. So technically we are not going anywhere on H1. Basically we are consolidating. We're just playing in between this and in between that, which means if you get confirmation from this one, you can take a buy trade. If you get confirmation from that one, you can take a sell trade. So now if let's say you see now we are having this one here, you are having this and you want to use it as your confirmation for you to take a buy trade, you can do that, but you mustn't yet do stuff like that and say the price is to go there, because it needs to defeat this guy first. The sellers, their resistance has never been removed. You only move to the other side of the trend line, so you can't neglect this one. So which is why if you wanted to take your thing, remember you're just consolidating between this and that. It's unfortunate that currently the space is not big enough, but we're just playing in between the two. If it happens that maybe the price goes and stops at this one, or maybe goes and play outside like that, then we will say our H1 is bullish when that happens, because we would have defeated both the zone and the bearish trend line. When we are bullish like that, chances are that when you go back to your H4, remember what you have on H4, when you go back to your H4, chances are that if that happens, then this candlestick will close as that bullish pin bar. This bullish engulfing. Remember we had said just watch out for this candlestick. So if it happens that that side the bulls push and maybe break that H1 resistance, then definitely on H4 they will give us this. And we said if we get in the confirmation, H4 has a chance to go there. Let's just put a horizontal line and see if we can link these two time frames together. If you have watched this far, guys, and you see you haven't subscribed, come on, just subscribe. It's free, so that this kind of videos, when I make them, they can just be suggested to you, and then you can watch and learn something from them. So we're saying if the confirmation is there, we'll have a chance to go to at least there. Now we are back on H1. We're saying you can see how far it is on H1, which means if this one gets removed, then that's when you say definitely we are going to the upside. Maybe you change your trend line and put it there, and then you continue buying, because the price has a chance to go up until that H4 resistance. That's if that happens. So that's what you can do with this one. So if you don't get any of that and the price continues and removes that daily support, then that's when you can see that the bulls, they try to defend, they failed. There's more space to push down to what? That weekly area of support. I think I can leave it here, guys. If you have got more questions regarding this one, you are more than welcome to ask in the comment section. But otherwise, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. So you can look out for this one and see if you can get the trades. Remember, for now, you're just consolidating between the two, and then also keep an eye on H4 because it will guide you if ever there's a chance to push to the upside. If not, the sellers will win. Then you shift your focus to push the price and accompany it to the weekly support. Alright guys, I hope you've liked and subscribed if you enjoy this kind of videos, and yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Then I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.